Okay, we're live. Hi there. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Great to see you all again. Welcome to the show. Hopefully, there'll be a bit of interest for some of you guys again tonight. And thanks for joining me. So, we've already got a few people jumped into the side chat. Let me have a look, see who's here. Let's call them out. Tactical Rabbit 308 was first. Diego's with us. Good to see you, Walter. Rich B, good to see you, Rich. Bobby Barlow's out there. Dale Pogue. Tactical Fud, good to see you guys. Turbo Z, thanks for joining us. Good to see you. OL1 guy is with us. Brutal Bob, good to see you, Bob. Garage Guy 879. Andy 79Z28, good to see you, Andy. Dave Hogue is out there. Dwayne 7834. Alaska 1 Andy. Rusty Shackle Ford is out there. GGW Outdoors. You guys are bouncing in the side chat already. That's great. So thanks for joining, guys. I really appreciate it. And so tonight I was just going to talk about or run through doing a little bit of prep on 223/556 brass, especially the brass that's got especially the brass that comes with the crimps on it. So as I can see, there's a few new guys out there, and so we just run through the process that I do of getting this ready to load. So I put a short out last week, and I'm gonna run the video through on this. We'll start the show off by running the video through that as well, of using the 1050 just to size it, deep prime it, and trim it, and then we'll do the process what I do after. Elliot has joined us. We are Patriot Nation. Chris from 740. Good to see you, Chris. And thanks for doing a little video on that Canuck. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to see and get your feelings on it while you were in SHOT Show. I definitely put that onto my bucket list. Vanessa Kitty's out there. Good to see you. David Pogue. Black Bear, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. DJ Play Nice is out there. And yeah, so I asked Chris to do a little short for me. I wanted to have a look at that new Canuck TTI. I texted him because I couldn't get a SHOT Show this year, and he did a nice little short on it, little review. And he told me, yeah, it was a nice looking pistol. I think he's even got it on his wish list, I believe. So that's going to be one for me. And the other one was I wanted one of the new Colt Combat Elite or Elite Combat Colt Python, the little 3-inch with a smooth cylinder. And I had a phone call today from my local gun shop, and they're going to have one in next week for me. They managed to find one, track one down. So I got one of the new Colt Python Combat Elite or Elite Combats coming in. It's in 357, little 3-inch barrel, smooth cylinder, nice grips on it. So once I get that one in, we'll do a little review on that. I'll let you all know what I think about it. Vanessa is out there. Boomstick Revenge is out there. Guys, you were just jumping on yet, isn't it? Blackbeard and Shane Boyle has joined us. Okay. So let's just show you what I'm going to give away tonight, guys. Unfortunately, I haven't got any of my channel stickers. I didn't realize I'd run out. I've ordered some more from Sticker Mule. I get my little logo channel stickers by next week. So tonight we just got the little FN Gnomes stickers. There's a little Redding sticker. Anybody wants a Redding sticker? Mac pens. and with the Mac screwdriver they always give away, the magnetic top, flat base, flat screwdriver. And when I was going through some stuff that I picked up from different, I buy job lots of everything, guys. So I was going through some stuff, getting stuff ready to take to a gun show, and I saw this little knife, and I thought this would be a nice little giveaway for tonight. So it's a National Rifle Association, and it's a tribute knife, and there's a signature on the front. This nice little case, and then inside, you see there's the guy, and it's NRA president 1999 to 2003. I don't know what his name is. I can't make the signature out. And then the little knife, pretty nice. It's like a little folding knife. It's got a rifle sort of embossed into like I don't know if this is wood or laminate, but there's a little rifle on it. Then on the back, and then the signature actually on the blade. I don't know what make it is or anything, guys. It just has stainless steel on it. So I don't really know a lot about it, but I found it in a lot of stuff that I had. Came in a nice little box. So that's going to be the little giveaway tonight. I thought that was pretty cool, especially if you guys like collecting knives and things. So we'll do the draw for that in a little bit. It's going to be hashtag Mac40 tonight. I just changed the banner over. So there you go. Hashtag Mac40 will get you in that prize draw for those stickers and that little knife. What is the new name? Not 100% sure. So let me roll this video through first, guys, so you can see the process. It was only a short, so it won't take long. So I'm just going to stream this through to you. And you can see the first process of what I did with setting up to process 223556. I think that's come through. Okay, it's there. So let me just play this video quickly. I don't do any sound. I hope you can see that. It's just a setup that I did. Dillon 1050. Fully automated. So you can see the first process is just priming, and then at the back there, right back there, you can see there's a size and die. This is just my setup that I've got it going to a vacuum in the corner. It's stuck all the cut brass off the pieces that way to trim out. And you can see it goes pretty quick. And what that process is doing is priming, falling through, sizing in the back there, trimming the cases, and then the very last station is just putting a temperature flare on them. So that's my setup, but where I start off with running through the process called processing the brass. So a lot of this is mixed brass. It's 223 and 556 in it. This batch, a lot of it is actually 556 brass, but the PMC 223 is that brass in there. There's all sorts in there. There's a military piece there that's got a bit of a crimp on it. So, like I said, what I'll do is I'll clean the brass, get it all nice and clean. I lube it all, throw it in the hopper, and let the 1050 do its job on the first part where it's going to deprime, size, trim, and just tiny little bit of flare just to open up just a little bit to acceptable it. And they're all Dillon dies except for the decapping die. That's an FW arm or FW family die that I like to use. It's a nice strong decapping die. So once we've gone to there, this has come out still a little bit oily and greasy, still needs to go quickly into the cleaner. What we do is we go on and we do the next process now. I'll just move you over here and you can see what I do. My setup for removing the crimp. So okay, hopefully you can get in close enough and see that. Just running through quickly my setup. So I've just got a basic, it's a Ryobi, I believe, drill. It was the cheapest one I could find in Lowe's or Home Depot at the time. So, so it's just a little cheap drill, and I put a zip tie onto the trigger so I can, so I don't have to hold the trigger or nothing. And it just sets up there, and I switch it on and off from the plug over there. I always use gloves, guys, in case you slip on your hip or anything. The vise is just an old vise that I picked up in a garage sale, and then I mounted it on this is a Harbor Freight. This is a little Harbor Freight stand that they use for holding bench grinders, and it just bolts together. So I had to re-drill some of the holes for it, but it's perfect. It holds this vise perfect when I'm doing any gun work, building guns. When I'm doing this is perfect for this. So this is a little setup that I've got for removing the crimps. So I'm moving it around a little bit, guys. And it's got the RCBS crimp cutter. I'll just get another one to show you what this looks like. So they come in 23556, and they also come in 308. So this is what it comes, and this is how it looks. It's just a little unit. It comes with a little thread on the bottom, a cutting tool on top, and I can just tighten up my chuck onto the thread itself, onto this little bit of thread, just enough to hold it, and then you can see on top. And all you're doing is you're just pushing the brass down on top, and it cuts the crimp away. I've tried quite a few different ways of getting rid of this military crimp. There is a swager built into the 1050, and I just don't like it, guys, because what it's doing is actually pushing, squeezing the crimp, and just pushing it aside, and it's just, to me, I don't like that, and it doesn't seem to be as good as using this that actually cuts the crimp away. It just goes in and just doesn't cut into the pocket, the primer pocket at all. All it's doing is just taking the crimp off. So I've tried, like I said, I've tried many different ways. I always come back to this one. This is the one that I like to use, and they're pretty inexpensive. They're just called RCBS, and one's an LG, which is large, and the other one is an SM, which is small. And I don't know, $30 maybe. I don't know how much they work. I've had those years, and they still work perfectly. They just keep on going. There's like a carbide cutter on it. So that's the unit there. Like I said, if you can see, I just clamp it down in my vise. I've got a zip tie on the trigger. It's gonna get a little bit loud now, guys. Let me get this up. Switch it on, and you can do the speed just by clamping down on the zip tie to the speed that you think that you like, and then you just get a piece of brass and just hold it on there. Let the cutter do its job, and hopefully you can see. Let's see if I can get down there. If you just look around the rim, you can see it's totally removed the crimp. Kind of get this there, so you can see it's made a little funnel shape, a small funnel shape on the top of it, and it's just removed the crimp. And it's just a process then of just going through, a couple of seconds on there, and it just removes the crimp. Perfect. And the reason I wear gloves is if this ever catches and the piece of brass spins with this being a little bit rough, instead of cutting me, it just slides in the glove. And here's another one you can just hopefully can see. Hard to get this to focus. Hopefully you can see. And all it's doing is just taking away the crimp and a nice funnel shape to accept the primers without catching. And when you've got a bunch of these to do, you can just put them on there. This is like normal time for me. Just goes on for a couple of seconds. And some of them, you'll actually feel the difference. When there's a real heavy crimp on it, when you put this on, you can actually feel it in your hand that it's cutting more than like the regular one. But if it happens to be a piece of 223, it won't cut it at all. It's only going to take off the crimp. You probably could go through 500 rounds in an hour, a couple of hours. You can come out here, put a bit of music on, put headphones on or something to drown out the noise of the drill. So it just drowns the noise of the drill out, and hopefully it's quite hard to get this to focus. You can see it. But there you can just see all the way around the rim. Really nice cut. Remove the crimp and you won't get any of those sticky primers going in and damaging primers. And there you go. So that's the crimp removal process then, guys. So I'm not going to do, you know what I'm talking about now that you've seen it. I'm not going to do too many of them. Let's just go back and check the side chats and things before we go on to the next process. So don't forget, hashtag Mac40 tonight, guys. That will get you in the draw. Mouse back over there, wherever it is. I just bought a new mouse and keyboard, and this mouse is a little bit sticky. Gotta love technology, isn't it? There it is. Okay, sorry about that, guys. We just go back and see who else has joined us and if there's any questions there. So I think I said hi to Vanessa. Vanessa, could you join us? Dwayne 7834. And then Andy saying the APP removes crimp and it's very fast. So there's another way. I've never used that setup, Andy. That's a new one to me. I'll have to look into it. Play nice out there. And he says, what? No Mac tool stand? No, we don't actually make a stand like that. And to be honest with you, the one I bought from Harbour Freight was so cheap. It was, I don't know, around about 30 donuts or something. It wasn't much. It was reasonable. Yeah, said you can't beat the old vices. And, Tommy Boy has joined us. He says, doesn't the 1050 come with a primer crimp swager? It does, Tommy, but I'll be honest with you. Start with the Dillon swager part of it itself. Doesn't hold up very well. There is another company out there which I bought just the swaging rod from, and it held up better. It does the job. But I don't like the idea that I know it might be just me. I don't like the idea that it pushes the brass. It's just squeezing the pocket and moving it around. To me, I like to go in there with this process pretty quick, and I'm actually cutting the brassware. I'm not pushing it or stressing it or whatever. And it might be just me. It probably doesn't make any difference, but I just feel that I just don't want a brass pushed. I just cut it off and it's done out of the way. So that's why I like to do this process. Thorax has joined us. Deb Thomas is out there. And he says big, large and small primer pocket reamers. Yeah, they come in both. You can do them in both. I think it's hi to you. Edward Petty has joined us. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Yes, it's an RCBS military crimp remover, Andy. It's you get them in large and small. What's the asking there? On us. 3 Jeep Discoveries out there. Vanessa's asking, removing the crimp doesn't weaken the case. All you're doing is you're just taking the edge off where they've taken the. All they've done is where they put the primer in and then they put a crimp inside that. They just pushed it down a little bit. All you're doing is you're just removing a little tiny slither of metal just around the top to remove that crimp. And it's not weakening it. And going back to what Tommy said, using the swager, I feel that cutting it out like this is less strain on the less stress on the brass than pushing it all around. So that's why I prefer to do that. There's many different ways to do it, but I just wanted to bring this one to you because this is the way I've done it for years and it works really well. But no, it doesn't. It's not weakening the case because the amount you're taking off is really, really minimal, Vanessa. With all you guys, and then we can go on. Tommy says I use the AP swager. Works for me as my fingers don't work very well. Yeah, it can be quite tiring on the fingers doing it my way, but it's just whatever you find works for you. That's the way to go. Willie Morano has joined us. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Defa 426 is out there. Good to see you. Yeah, on what's the shark for? I'm using the drill instead of the case prep station. I've got a case prep station here. It turns a little slow. You can put that tool in here and it would work perfectly. There's enough stations in here where you could cut your crimp, clean your pocket out, and then after trimming, cleaning the inside and the case out. So you could have it working in here. But I just found this one just turns just a little slow when it's going. It just turns a little bit too slow and it takes a bit more time. So I tend to just pop it in the drill like you saw on the vise and just let it run through. Fluffy 10mm Jeep guys out there, good to see you. And then Walt was saying as well that the case prep is a little bit slow turning for that. Chessboard has joined us, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. You guys are on here tonight. Woods is with us, good to see you. And then Booker Bob says, I agree with Mark, pushing the brass around probably isn't the best thing to do. I just cut it off the way it's done. You only have to do it once on your case. If you have a batch in and you go through them and do them, once they're done once, you don't have to worry about doing it again. And Thorax says, never had the problem with my Dylan Super Swager. I had one of those. That's that little blue unit with the pop-up lever. And what I was finding with it was, if your brass is all batched and all the same, it works really well. It's slower, but it works okay. But because you've actually got to set up, you've got to set the adjusting rod that goes inside the piece of brass for each batch of cases. You could run one setter through and it does a beautiful, clean crimp removal. But then you could change to another piece of brass, which is maybe a little bit thinner or thicker, whichever way. And when you go to swage it, it doesn't swage it because and you have to adjust that rod. So I found if you're doing just a big batch of mixed brass, it's so much quicker doing this. And that swager, I got nothing against it. It just didn't work for me, and I found it a lot slower. It's probably double the amount of time to do 1,000 rounds in that and 1,000 rounds with a cutter. I would say it's going to double your time. So, but again, if you want to go with that swager, like I said, I'm just giving you my opinion. I'm not knocking it. Oh, excuse me, not knocking anything. I'm just giving you my perspective and what I've experienced using these different things. And Andy's saying here, if you can find a right countersink, it works great also. You can use this thing here, but you've got to be really careful doing it. Let me get my... So you can use the tool that you deburr or whatever you want to call it, or counter the inside of the piece of brass. You can use things like this, but you've got to be careful because if you push it on too far or too hard, you're going to be cutting a lot of brass off. There's no way of really gauging how far to go in. But with the RCBS, you've got the cutting tool that sticks up and there's a flat surface where it comes through. So once that piece of brass hits that flat surface, it doesn't go any further. It's just turning on that flat surface. So it doesn't matter if you just put a little bit of light on it or push as hard as you can. It's not going to cut any more off. Once it hits that stop, it doesn't go any further. So yes, these will work, as Andy says, but you just be a little bit careful because they can take a lot of the brass off, and it can cut it too deep. Uncle Jim has joined us. Uncle Jim 2 is out there. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. You're watching some of your videos out in the snow. You must love all that snow. Michael Dunn is out there. Good to see you. Oh, this side chat's been bouncing, guys. Thank you so much for jumping on and joining us. Chad Kelly is out there. Good to see you, Chad. For 426, Artak and Daughter is out there. Okay, I've come to the bottom. So just for you guys who jumped in late, I'll show you again what my little giveaways tonight is. I've run out of my channel stickers. I'm waiting for them to come in. We just got a couple of little stickers. I've got a Reading stickers. I got the little FN Gnome stickers. We've got the normal screwdrivers I give away, and pens with my number and phone on them. And like I showed the guys earlier, I found this little knife in a batch of stuff I bought. So it's a NRA tribute knife. Comes in this nice little case. It is a used one. You can see there's a little ding in it, so it's not 100% perfect. In there it says NRA President 99 to 203 and a signature of the president at the time. And then inside is a little knife with a signature on the blade. And there's like a little rifle sort of embossed or carved into the handle. So I thought that was pretty neat. I just found it in some of the stuff I bought. So I thought I'd use it as a giveaway tonight. So there's that as well. With hashtag Mac40, guys. Hashtag Mac40. That'll get you in the draw. and there's 22 entries in there. We'll probably do the draw in 15 minutes or so, and see who wins tonight. Mark Thomas has joined us, and so let me bring you in on this. So you've seen the process. I run the video through earlier, guys. You saw the process of how I use my Dillon 1050 auto to process all the brass. So on my 1050, it's going through and it's depriming, sizing, and trimming, and tiny little bit of flare on it in the last station, which also helps with removing the inside if there's any burrs or anything on the inside. So what I tend to do then, I'll go through and I'll run 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 pieces, whatever I got here that I picked up from the range, whatever. I'll just let the 1050 go through. Once it's done, then we do that process on the drill where we're cutting the crimps off. And then once I've done that, I come to this is the lineman prep station. There's various ones of these out there. They're all pretty similar what they do. This one has got five spots. So all I've got set up in here at the moment is the primer pocket cleaner for small and large, and then the in and out for deburring and putting the chamfer and everything on it. There's other tools here doing other things. There is a tool there for cutting the crimp off, uniforming, and there's some brushes around here as well. But I tend to just use these four you see in here now. So what we're going to do is, let me just get some more brass here. So all these few here is what I've just done, and they've been through the starting process. Get another pot. I picked up these little pots, these little tubs. I bought them in Goodwill. They were like $3 a piece, and they're so good. They hold a bunch of brass, and they all stack inside each other, and they work really well. So if anything like this, these little containers, just for throwing and going through different processes, they work really well, and they're pretty reasonable at Harbour Freight, not Harbour Freight, at Goodwill. So setting up this, you can just switch this on. You grab your piece of brass, and all you're going to do is I go on the first station. You try and keep it as square as you can get it, and just gently put it on. You don't have to push hard. Let the tool do its job, and that will do a little. It cleans it up and puts a little bit of a chamfer on it, and then take it to the second section, and it's taken just deburring it. And you don't have to press hard, guys. Let the tool do the job. Don't force it. Just let it sit there. And you can also, at this point, you can go turn it around and just pop it in there, and it'll clean the primer pockets up as well. But it does quite a nice job on the top. Hopefully you can see that. So it's deburred, cleaned it all up on the outside, cleaned it up on the inside, and put a slight chamfer on it to help with when you go to seat the bullets. With my plinking rounds, like a lot of this stuff is just for going out the desert. I don't tend to clean the pockets unless they're really rough. It's just a process you can do if you want to. If it was more for my precision stuff, I would be doing it every single time, cleaning that primer pocket and uniforming it. But these are just like I said, my plinking rounds. And you can see in real time, it's probably 5 to 10 seconds per case. just to get them done. So again, you can be sitting here doing this, music going in the background, YouTube going, listen to a chat or a stream, listening to Chris from the 740 or Georgia Shooting Connection while you're doing this in the background. Saturday night, you want to do this, come out here and listen to Hillbilly Up. Thursday night, you'll be doing it and listening to AR Patriot Nation with me and Hasbro. Tuesday night, I think Uncle Jim is on. Uncle Jim 2, you could be listening to Uncle Jim doing this. Plenty of entertainment. Friday night after the Georgia Shooting Connection, you could be doing this and watching Gizzard Gary. There you go. So you can see it does a nice little job. You don't have to force it. So that case now is sized, deprimed. It's been removed. The primer's been removed, and we've it's been cut to length. We've deburred it, and we've chamfered and cleaned the inside. And the next process for that is just to go into the cleaner for an hour, just to clean all the lube off and any dirt. And they are ready to load, guys. So if you've got like 2,000 rounds and you want to go through, I would probably do 500 at a time, 300 at a time. You don't need to do too many. You don't want to get, it does wear on the hands a little bit doing all this all the time, especially holding it on the crimp remover. I have a couple more pieces to do. So you can see it goes through pretty quick. Don't need to force it. And if you do this process right from the start, it makes the loading process at the end so much easier. You're not going to be ruining primers, trying to squeeze them into a crimped primer pocket. The bullets are going to go in nice. There we go. The bullets are going to drop in nice, and it just makes the whole process of reloading the 223/556 so much better. Let me just go back in. I'm wearing gloves just saves your fingers a bit, guys. If things are sharp or they catch and they spin or something, you just don't want little cuts on your hands. So buy it again. Cheap pair of gloves from Harbor Freight, 5 or 6 bones, and you're good to go. Hillbilly Up has joined us. Good to see you, Hillbilly. Just go back through the chat to you guys, and then questions pop. If there's any questions, guys, just throw them out there. I'll try and answer them. If I can't answer them, there'll be somebody in the chat that can. I said hi to Chad Kelly. Good to see you. C&T Designs and Arms is with us. Pat in the Bunker is with us. Good to see you, Pat. MS is out there. Michael Dunn. 45 guys. 45 on. That's super. Really appreciate it. We had a great show. And you guys missed the show last Monday. We had Hillbilly Up on. We had Elliot from AR Patriot Nation. Viejo Walker was with us. And Hasbro was with us. I think there was 4 of us on here. We gave a load of stuff away. We had a great chat, great night. It was on for about an hour and 30. So if you've got a chance, you want to go back and watch that one. That one's already up on this on my videos, on my lives. And we had a good time. It was a really, really good show. Everything flowed. The side chat was really getting involved. There was great questions in and out, and we had a good time. So I just want to thank everybody who joined me for that. I really appreciate it. We had a fantastic day, fantastic night. Mark Thomas is out there. I'm not missing anybody. And it says I want that damn scale, Mark. Yeah, it's a pretty nice scale. It was a good investment. I'm just trying to make sure I don't miss any guys. I know it's a little bit boring for you guys listening to me chirping on you, but yeah, I think I'm back up to date again. So hashtag Mac40 is running across the bottom of the screen, guys. If any of you want to jump into the giveaway, we'll do in 5-10 minutes now. We're getting close. 28 entries in there. We'll do the draw in about 5 or 10 minutes and we'll get it done. If there's any questions on what you've seen tonight, guys, or if any new guys out there want to ask any questions about processing 223-556, just throw it out there. This one, tactical. Mac 109, do you neck turn your brass? I don't neck turn 223 or 556. But with my precision stuff, I've got 7mm mag custom built rifle. I got the 308, 300 Win Mag, and my new 334. Yes, I do neck turn. I neck turn the outside, and I use. So I use this for doing it. This is the 21st century neck turning lathe. So this is the one that I use. I love this thing. Everything moves. You can see this is like mounted on a rubber, so this can move. It just follows the brass. All this is pivoting and moving, and then I put. So you can do it by hand, which is hard work. But I put a little. I got a little Milwaukee, a little screw gun. It's just a little 12-volt or 10-volt screw gun. I put it on and it spins it up, and this thing does an awesome job. It does a fantastic job of neck turning. So yes, I do neck turn my precision stuff, and I use the 21st century lathe. I've seen some other ones out there, but you get what you think is going to work best for you. Do your reviews and just do what works best. My dad had a problem. I think it was 9mm brass or something he was struggling with. It was jamming in the case feeder, and on the case feeders with the Dillon, there's a little tab that you can adjust in and out to make the hole larger or smaller where the cases fall through. And you talked about that, and it looks like it's sorted it out. That's great. Michael Dunn says he turns 3 8 for us. This year, so all this year, this is 300 Win Mag brass, been annealed, been neck turned. So this has all been done. So, and also I got this is 308. This is just 308 military brass. This is LC brass. I haven't turned this. For this, I fire this. Um, this is Lake City, but it's LR brass, which I believe is long range. It says LCLR, and I use this in my Springfield M1A, um, and it is super super rough on brass. Brass doesn't last very long, and it bangs it up quite a bit. So for that particular rifle, I don't actually neck size. I leave it. I just leave it alone because I go through so much of it. And find if I had a piece of brass that I can show you where I've trimmed it. What I have. I don't look now to see if there's any. No, it's all I loaded up. I thought I had some 308 that was just neck turned and ready to go. This is a piece of 338 Lepore. I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but it has been neck turned and then it was fired. So there you can just about see the lines going across where it was neck turned. There. But this has been, I've just sized this. Neck has just been neck sized. You can see where I've neck sized down. It's duller, and at the bottom where it's shiny, you can see how far I actually neck sized down. This one has been neck turned the neck on it, the neck, and then it's been sized. You can just see it does. Normally, you can just see the little lines where it's cut in the neck trimmer. So yes, all my precision stuff I get. I turn the neck on it. CNT Designs and Arms. You can tell Macman is a true guy, 100%. Turbo Z is out there. Good to see you. I said hi earlier on. It's a good comment, Hillbilly. I met a few people in my life I wanted to connect to too. I bet you did. Nessa says she likes 300 Win Mag. It's a great round. I love shooting my 300. Tactical Rabbit 308. Long-haired women in my neck. Yo, casting day for me tomorrow. 41 mag and 10 mil. Two great rounds there. 40 turning next to mag. I usually keep them around 13 to 14 thou. What I'll do is I use most of the time I'll try and neck turn from new. So I use this 21st century expander die, which expands it to the exact size fit the turning die. And it takes out any blemishes when you're going inside. It takes out any blemishes. And you're right, they're normally around about 15 to 16 thou on a new case. And what I'll tend to do is I'll set the machine up and I'll run it through. And the first run is just touching it, and you can see it hasn't cut. And I'll turn it, and until I get a nice run all the way down, then I'll measure it. And most of mine are 14 thou. I don't think any of mine I've cut down to 13. Brass has been thick enough where 14 thou, 14.2, 14.3 is where I am. So I take them to 14 thou. And most of the time you'll have a full clean cut all the way around. Every now and again you'll have a little blemish where it hasn't cut. There might be just a little ding in the brass, a little bit out of shape. You don't need to worry about that. You don't even need to keep cutting until it's perfectly shiny all the way around. Once you've got a nice cut through it, it doesn't matter about the little blemishes. And 14 thou is where I like to be, to be honest with you. I don't like to go any lower than that. I'm not constantly only about the boost of brass. Thank you so much. So I'll be doing the draw any minute now, guys. I'm just going to catch up with these comments. And Fluffy saying, now I have to learn neck turning with everyone else. I'm going to start reloading 308 and 338 before first. Yeah, you can neck turn fired brass. And what I tend to do is I'll size it with a normal full length sizing die. I will size it to whether it's a Redding or a RCBS, whichever. Size the die first, and then run the expander collet or expander arbor down through the piece of brass, so it centralizes everything, makes everything nice and clean and tidy, and then turn it. If you're doing fired brass, if it's brand new brass, all you need to do is run the expander down through it, the arbor through it, and trim it. So a lot of people say they don't like doing fired brass. It's a little bit slower process because you've got to do a couple of little processes to get it right. But once you cut it once, that's it. You don't need to cut it again. It's done. Let's see, when I'm ready to do my first reloading. Would it be better to me first time to buy brass already clean, ready to go for the first time? You don't need new brass, Rich. You can go on, if you're going to be loading pistol rounds, 9mm, 40, put all the common rounds. You just need a good tumbler. Get it nice and clean. Deprime them. Clean them all up. Make sure they're clean and dry. And then lube them. If you're going to do the process, you don't have to lube pistol brass. A lot of it will go through. But you can lube them and size them. And then we'll have to go back in the tumbler to clean them. A lot of people will just clean them, throw them in the Dillon, and just deprime them, size them, and ready to go. But sometimes it can be quite hard. Some of them take a bit of sizing, so it can be quite hard. So I buy fired brass as long as it looks good. Give it a good clean, lube it a little bit, size and deprime, clean them up again, and then you're ready to load. Where I'm lucky is I got my 1050 over there where I can just throw them all in there and they'll deprime, size them, and put a little bit of a flare on them. I don't have to touch them; it just all goes through, and I can throw them in my clean them, and then they're ready to reload. But I would recommend lubing them first till you get the feel of everything, see how they are. It's an extra process where you have to do cleaning twice, but it'll make it a little bit easier when you go to load. So it'll be the last chance for you guys to put hashtag Mac40 in. Once I finish reading these comments, we'll do the draw for everybody. Yeah, we're pretty much up to date. So we have got 43 on, and I have 32 entries. If anybody wants to jump on, hashtag Mac40 while I go on to the next screen. Otherwise, we're gonna send this thing. So let me go in and share the screen. Running with scissors, I can just see you put hashtag 40, put in hashtag Mac40. So hashtag MAC40. And that'll get, there you go. That'll get you in. You just popped up there. So share screen. Okay, good luck everybody. I'm just going to spin this up now. Here you go. Rupal Bob. Congratulations, Bob. I will get this stuff sent out to you. Let me just see if I got your details here. I can't see your address here, Bob. I know you've got my phone number, so text it over to me, and I will get that. I will get them sent out to you this week. Congratulations, Bob. Just text me over your address, and I will get that. I will get that set up for you. I saw another name that popped up a second ago. Andreo. I can't think. Bambadad is out there. I think it was Andrea D'Angelo. I just saw the name flashing through while I was doing the draw. I missed it earlier, but good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Fred is out there. Good to see you. Any other questions on what I've done tonight, guys? Please throw them out there, and we can go back over anything. No spaces, full length sizing is for an AR style neck and shoulder gun bolt action round. Yeah, I always full size all my semi-automatic AR sort of stuff. I have built a couple of ARs, like an AR-10 and an AR-15, which I keep dedicated brass for it. I got an AR-10. I think I used think I used Starline brass on that one, and I got some Starline brass I run through one of the ARs I built, and I will only I'll neck size them front to the shoulder, always anneal them. All mine get annealed. So I'll neck size and bump the shoulder on those, but I'll only do it once or twice. Then I full size them again and size them back to basically factory setting. But I'll do that every 3, maybe 4 times. If I feel they're getting a little bit tight, I'll full size them. But like I said, once I fire them, I bring them back, clean them, deprime them. They go through my annealer, bump them, neck size them. Only on the 2 custom ones that I built. All my other ARs, I just full size them every time. So yeah, that was a great comment. Tactical Rabbit 308. Big comment, thank you. Brutal Bob has answered. Wow, thanks, Mark and everyone. Now you're there. Yeah, just text it over to me and I'll get them sent out to you. Thorax says to me, everything I have to say about it can be viewed as negative. However, precision to grasp standard run no touching is a lot of work without much return. On yeah, quite agree with you there. On a standard AR you bought from the gun shop, you don't need to make precision rounds for it. If you make a nice one and you've got a really good barrel in it, a nice trigger in it, everything is you've spent a bit of money. It pays to get a little bit nicer with the prep work. But like I said, if it's a factory run gun that you bought, you don't need to go into it. You can just so not negative Thorax. Don't worry, just throw it out there. All comments are good, especially for the new guys that they like to know. Info Brothers, Info Bros have joined us. Good to see you. CW Longshot is out there. Okay. Back up to date. So I got a couple of other things going on, guys. So I dropped a couple of videos today. They're already up on there. There's a video I took my grandson out shooting a couple of weekends ago. He had an absolute blast. He shot some guns he'd never shot before. So I dropped a little video on that. It's not too long. It shows about him shooting 6 or 8 guns. It's pretty cool. So I dropped that video. And I want to say a huge thanks to Viheo, Mr. Walter Bunning. He dropped me a parcel. So I've done an unboxing on that. I filmed that tonight. So that'll probably get during the week. I'll get that uploaded. So thank you, Walter. Really appreciate that taking the come to good use. If you want to see that video. And the other thing I've just started, guys, as well, I can show you that I've started making a video. It's going to be a couple of videos, but if you remember when I bought all that stuff from one of my customers, and I had a load of powder and primers and dyes and things. And if you remember, a lot of the dyes look like this. This one is a 50 Smith & Wesson set. So they're all rusty. So I put it out there and I asked what would be a good way to try and clean and save these dyes. So basically I had loads of comments back. Let me bring this light around here so you can see. I had loads of comments back, but everybody said to use this Evapo Rust. And it's I bought it in Harbour Freight. I think this was like 9 donuts to buy. It wasn't expensive. They do a bigger gallon tub, which was I think like 24 donuts or 25 donuts. So it wasn't expensive. It's biodegradable, so it's safe to throw in the garden, and it's safe in your hands. And they say if it splashes on your face or splashes in your eyes, it's safe. It's all biodegradable. It's not bad for you. But I still use gloves because you got all the rust coming off all this stuff. And so I'm going to do a little series. One of it's going to be like let's do a review on this stuff, see how good it is. And then as well, we're going to be trying to clean these dyes up. So you can see I've got 2 rusty dyes in there. These are 9mm dyes. I got all the nuts. The shafts are in there. The dyes themselves are in there. So I've made my first video on this started it through. Just before we came on air, so I haven't dropped that yet. I'm going to wait. This is going to be in here for 24 to 48 hours. And it also says this stuff is, which is really good, is reusable. So you don't have to throw it away. So all I'm going to do is I got a really fine, like, strainer. I'm going to run it through the strainer just to pick up any of the bigger pieces that come off. And then it's going to go back in its tub and we'll use it again. So I'm doing the 9mm at the moment. I got the 500 S&W to do. And there's another set. I had 3 sets of dies with this, guys. These are 3 die set. And this is 44 special semi-wad cut dies. So there's only 2 dies in here, which is a crimp die by the looks of it, and a seating die. So there was no actual sizing and depriming die with this set, but I've already got those 44 special and 44 mag dies. You can see this one's just, it just says 3 die set, 44 special SWC. But these would be good, like, just for doing the 44 specials. You can see they're pretty badly corroded. Screws are all rusted up in the dies themselves. But inside, probably because he's been lubing stuff up, the inside of the dies aren't bad at all. It's just the outside surfaces. So I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing a review on this stuff. I'll let you all know how it goes. This is going to soak for 24 to 48 hours. And I'll be doing the videos as we're going along with it. We'll see how those dies come out. We're going to go through them and go through the whole process of cleaning them up, seeing if I can save them. If I can't, I'm just going to throw them away. But it's just a nice little, going to be a nice little experiment, little test to see. A little test to see if we can save them. Yeah. Dale said he went to the range today, shot 44 mag, 45 auto. Forgot I had some 9mm in the tumbler. Yes, the 9 was inside the others. I have to get them out with pliers. Yeah, sometimes those 9 go inside those cases with that tumbler media, and it's pretty tight. They can get in there pretty hard. You can struggle to get them out sometimes. Diego says, I strain my Evapo-Rust through a coffee filter. That would be perfect as well, because that's not even, that's just paper then, it's just going through. You're going to remove all the crap that comes out of them then. All right, Mark, you do precision work, and I appreciate how much it takes. And yes, can make better ammo. It wasn't trying to be credit to you in any way, Jesus. No, Thorax, don't need to apologize. I like these comments. I like to see the people talking to me, and it's great to talk about stuff. And it's good because it brings up a comment then, especially for new loaders. Do I need to do so much, or can I get away with doing this? It's great to know that, especially for, like I said, for new, they know what they're doing. So you don't need to apologize. I love you throwing these questions out. I don't feel disrespected at all. I like the comments coming out, because all this that I do is just my opinion. It's what I do, what I found works for me. And everybody's got different things they do for loading. And I want people to come in and share, because if everybody just took what I did, they might not be happy. So they need other perspectives on how to do stuff, and then they can find the right way for themselves. So all your comments, just throw them out there. I don't mind, and it's great for everybody else. Practical says, just spray with WD-40 when you pull them out. Yeah, I'll pull them out, and I'm probably going to give them a clean with a wire brush just to finish them off. But what I want to do inside is I'm probably going to get like I thought about getting like a little polishing compound, a light one, and use like a patch we use for cleaning the guns, put it on there, little drill with a patch rod or something, and I'm going to just run them up gently just to clean up the inside of them. Because if there's any marks or things in there, obviously you can see that scratching on the case. So I'm just probably what we're going to do is we're going to go through and we'll polish the insides, make sure all the surface is out, and then WD-40 is great. We could use that as well. And I use a tip I had again from what I like using that mineral oil, mineral based oil. I soak it in a rag and I just wipe all the dyes over before I put them back in the box. So they're going to be lubed. It's like we do with our mows. Just cover them in that mineral oil and it's just going to protect them a little bit. So, but when we go through, like I said, I'm going to do a little video series on how it goes. But yeah, WD-40 is a good product. It works well. So Crazy Gearhead has joined us. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. And he says that Evo Rust works well. He's done the same with dyes that were a little bit rusty. And he got them cleaned up, so that's great. Raw Toe. Hi, good to see you. I think you're a new name on the channel. Really appreciate you jumping on. And he throws a question. Has anyone heard of ADI powders in Australia? It's going to pull the heads out of the whatever that is, start producing trail boss anytime soon. So, are you out in Australia, Roto? Is that where you're from? If it is, it's great and good to see you. But no, I haven't heard of ADA powders. And if anybody else has, CW asking how's the temperatures out in Alaska? Probably cold. Michael Dunn um, says, "What do you like to use for your 2 to 3 5.56?" Most of the time, I'm buying bulk ammo, 1,000, 2,000, 4,000 rounds of just basic 55 grain hotel um, that we use for plinking. But again, with my precision stuff, I'll step up to, I think I got 67 grain here. And I've also got some, I believe I've got some 77 grain here as well. So I tend to use a heavier bullet on my precision stuff. I like to use that. And they slow down a little bit. So when I can use it suppressed, because I got an SPR here which I shoot suppressed, and without the suppressor, that thing rings your ears. There's only a little 9-inch barrel on it, and it rings your ears if you haven't got protection on. The suppressor goes on and it takes a lot out. It doesn't make it quiet like a normal 45 or a subsonic round, but it does bring it down a little bit. So I like to use the heavier bullet because I can slow them down just a little bit. So they make them a little bit quieter. So anything from 55 up to 77. Okay. Anything else? Yeah. I really appreciate you all jumping on here, guys. Anything else? Yeah. Bamba Dad says, "Black man, you live in a rust-free zone. Move down here, and it will be rust. Why are you looking at them?" To be honest with you, we do. I do get. I gotta be careful, even though it's hot and dry here. In the summer, it gets super humid. We can get 110-degree days, and if the rain or the monsoons come in, we can be anything from 50 to total rain where it's 100% humidity. And the air gets quite damp here, especially in the morning. So I have to be wary because I check some stuff now and again, and I've got a little bit of surface rust on stuff. So I tend to wipe everything down with this mineral oil and just leave it on there. So um, my garage isn't totally air sealed from the outside, even though I've got AC and heating and everything in here. It's still, and if I have to open the door to take stuff in and out, it can get humid in here. So I still have to be careful, even though it's we're in the desert. It does get humid here. Okay, so I think we're back up to date. So, big thanks to everybody jumping on again tonight. We're gonna wrap it up. I think I've said hi to everybody. I've gone through the questions, and it looks like we're pretty much up to date. Um, so a huge thanks to everybody who jumped on. I really appreciate it. And like I said, we've got a few little things going on. Um, Video wise, like I said, I dropped a few. We've got some good stuff coming up. I've got that long shot camera that mounts onto the back of the spotting scope that I want to try out. Um, so I did an unboxing on it. The next one is going to be like a setup and how to download the app and what the app looks like on the iPad and how it all works. And I'll have the spotting scope looking down the street and we'll see what it looks like. That'll probably be the second video in that little series, and the third one then is when we go out the range and we'll shoot it and we'll see how it picks up. It picks up the shots and everything, and we'll see how far we can push it out because they do the two-piece sets which go all the way out to 2 miles, I think it is. This one says it's 100 yards, but when it's on a really powerful spotting scope, we're going to get further than that. So that's going to be a little thing coming up. Then I got the unboxing from Walter today that I just done. So we've got a few things coming up. So huge thanks to everybody, guys. I really appreciate you jumping on, taking time to come and join me. Don't forget Wednesday night, Christmas 7:40. Thursday night is Elliot, AR Patriot Nation. Friday night we've got Georgia Shooting Connection, Gizzard Gary. Saturday night, the Great Hillbilly. We do his show on a Saturday night. So there's plenty of shows for you guys if you want to jump on streams. We have some great time, great chat, great great content. So if you can jump onto any of those channels, that would be great, guys. So huge thanks to everybody. Really appreciate you all joining me tonight. And we will catch you on the next. Good night, everybody. Be safe. And thank you so much.